What's up, guys? My name is Splattercat, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. And ultimately, I think from the last episode, we all decided we were going to jump into the adventure mode here. We're going to activate Maxwell's Door. We're going to see what adventure mode has to offer. Apparently, it is the full-length kind of storyline campaign that the game has offered. It's been out for a little bit, so I understand that I'm behind the curve right now. But in any case, we don't get to bring any of our inventory with us, so why bother going and picking the stuff up off the ground? Let's just jump in and do it. And so it says, we're about to step into a long, arduous journey to find Maxwell. You need to survive 5 worlds, each randomly generated to present a new challenge. Should you die, you come back, but you lose all your progress on that journey. So we're going to play this a little hardcore, I guess. We'll see what we can do to get this managed, but there we go. We're going to go straight on in, and down we go. And so my assumption now is that it's going to generate us a little map, and I haven't done any research about any of the challenges, so I have no clue what's coming right now. We could be up to our eyeballs in ridiculous, just copious amounts of terrible critters within the night, and I just have no idea. Huh. He's got himself a new coat. Yeah, you'd think. PETA would definitely not approve that. What is a divining rod holder? What does this even, like, do? Signal strength low. Huh. Well then, I don't even know what that does, so we'll grab ourselves an axe. I know for a fact we don't get to keep our inventory and we have to start over from scratch, which for me was a bit of a bummer. I was like, well damn, that kind of sucks. But I guess in this episode we'll go about doing the normal things that we would do as we start out on a map. I don't really know what we're going to be up against on this one. I would assume that certain aspects of the game, certain variables are going to be pretty different. I'm going to grab flowers as we go to make a garland to offset the sanity loss that we're going to be taking, because I feel like that's probably a good early game strategy. Considering we don't know what we're up against, I want to defer and hold off the possibility of sanity loss for as long as humanly possible, or as long as robotically possible, I guess. Kind of bummed we didn't get to switch characters, because frankly, I like Maxwell the best. I don't really know why. That'll probably be our question of the night, which is your favorite character, but in any case, Maxwell is mine. I just love his snarky little comments and how just angry and kind of spiteful about the whole situation he is. That's the sort of thing that I personally feel that I would be pretty grumpy if you dropped me into the middle of the wilderness, and in fact, I am pretty grumpy when you drop me in the middle of the wilderness. I feel like society has spent the last 10,000 years trying to get the hell away from the wilderness, so why in hell would we go back? And so, I can very much relate to Maxwell. Let's take a look. We'll grab oh good, we have lightning already coming. That'll be fun. And so we've got a pretty good torrential downpour. We've got a deluge of sorts occurring. We're going to grab ourselves some saplings, some grass. You guys know my 20-20-20 rule. I don't really see any food around. I don't know if that's one of the modifiers we may perhaps be up against, is a lack of food. In which case, I'm going to say we should probably grab loads and loads of sticks and grass to make sure that we can trap things. And so I may lean a little bit in that direction if we don't see any better things before us. Now, I am going to start this as a new series. I'm just going to call it Let's Play Don't Starve, and I'm going to label it like Adventure Mode 1 instead of starting a new season, because I feel like I have way too many seasons of this running already. By Season 5, I think most people are just going to be like, really? Why don't you just stop playing this game? And that is a tangible that's a tangible option, but for now, I'm not ready to put the game down. It's just so addictive and delightful, and so for now, we're just going to keep on trucking, and hopefully we can get, well, it looks like daytime is not what I expected either. Looks like we've got a pretty short night cycle. Yeah, I think we're going to run into sanity problems, so I think the garland's probably going to be in our favor. We're already looking at kind of winter-esque nights, even though it's at least a fall night. So we got a really long kind of dusk twilight and a shorter evening, but our day is very, very short. So I'd say our day is probably running about, it's a little less than 7 minutes would be my estimation. There are beefaloes wandering around in the forest, which is a tad strange. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to find caves on this map. I really do hope we can. It seems like Clay, no matter how hard I try, I can't keep up with the content that they're releasing, and so warning night approaching. I figured that was going to happen pretty soon, and so, well, I didn't figure. I knew. I have a clock. But in any case, let's make the best of it. We don't have to stop gathering right now. We can still keep on going. We've got enough to make a garland, so we're going to do that. We're going to make ourselves a nice hippie frilly garland and dance around prancing merrily with the bunnies and other creatures in a Disney-esque fashion. Well, maybe not. There's no dance emote. If there was, my enjoyment would go up immensely, but there's not. I'm one of those people that dances on mailboxes in MMOs. It's okay, though. Let's grab as much wood as possible, which in any other societal setting would probably be a good way to get yourself labeled a whore. But for now, we're going to do that as ambiguously and as aggressively as possible. And so once we have enough wood gathered up, we've got about almost a 20 stack. Let me knock down one more big tree, and once we get that next big tree down, yeah, there's not a lot of food around. So I think what we're going to have to do, and it's raining a lot. That's back and forth rain all day, so that's going to affect our sanity in a negative manner. The garland should hold it off for now. I'm not really sure how adventure mode acquiesces or allows the creation of bases. I don't really know if that's going to be something we want to bother doing, setting up kind of an elaborate survival base. I don't really know how long these are meant to last. I am going to set up for winter because I get the feeling maybe they started us in fall and winter is going to show up pretty rapidly. That might be the modifier that we're up against. Please don't post any spoilers down in the comments. I would like to adapt to this all on my own. I know that there's a wiki. I know that, you can look into it. And I looked just far enough to realize that I couldn't bring my items with me. And once I realized that, I was like, all right, let's do this thing. And so I went to work filming this episode. Looks like we've got a forest here. I also don't know the size of the maps. The maps could be they could be strangely sized by comparison to the actual sandbox map that you start out in. There's some seeds. I'm going to grab those. I get the feeling that every last smidgen of gathered material is going to be useful on this one. So we've got, I think, 3 or 4 days until the garland goes bad. It's not holding up the sanity loss. The rain is really causing us to just be grumpy and in a bad mood, which I frankly don't understand. I love rain. Rain is one of those things that never makes me grumpy, but maybe standing around chopping trees in the rain would. So actually, well, that wasn't even meant to be punny, but it ended up being But yeah, I can figure that being soaking wet and also being a less than charitable, less than happy robot would probably also make me pretty grumpy, because he's already less than happy before you even walk into the whole situation. Let's grab ourselves a bit more grass. We've got almost a 30 stack of grass, which is going to work out. Oh, he came at me from way deep. Let's grab a carrot. We've got enough carrots right now. I'm not necessarily skipping on a rainbow right now about our supplies. I think we could probably do better. I would like to hunt some spiders, I think. And also, maybe can we make a pickaxe from the start? We can. And so let's get a pickaxe going as well. I think it's probably going to be in our best interest to go up into this Badlands and grab as much gold as we can physically carry with us. We're going to have to babysit the fire a little bit tonight because it is going to go out extra easy. But we don't have a super long evening, so I think we'll probably be okay. Let's go ahead and cook this up. I think we're going to have to find some spiders too and make an umbrella. That's seeming like a really good idea right now. I'm going to eat up as much food as possible. And then possibly bedrolls could be in our best interest as well. So hopefully, yeah, we'll try and get some bedrolls up and going too and see if that's going to keep us nice and safe for the rest of the remainder of this LP. So I don't really know how long this series is going to run. I have to be honest with you guys. We have a lot of episodes filmed, and there are other things that I would love to move on to. And so, well, there's not a ton of things. I mean, there's very few games I actually want to make a full series about, which is always my conflict, but there are a few. Namely, I know that Mountain Blade has been pretty heavily requested. I get almost weekly emails on that one. I've also been considering, God, that lightning strike was dangerously close. You could feel the crackling in the breeze. You could definitely, if he had robotic arm hairs, you would definitely see them stand up before that strike. And so we're probably going to have to set ourselves up with a reasonable supply of lightning rods as well. But back to the fact, I was thinking about doing like a 40k Dawn of War 2. What the hell? Did a frog just fall out of the sky? What in the hell? Alright, so let's see what's oh my god, they're everywhere. Okay, so let's be on our way because the frogs have clearly decided to conspire against us. The rain has apparently somehow magically decided to rain frogs, and so let's... First and foremost, let's head up to the Badlands up here and see... God, our sanity is dropping off quick. Let's see how much of this we can mine out. I don't know if the mobs are more aggressive in this map, but we're going to have to deal with that as it comes. I don't even think I hit that frog to begin with. I think he just... Yeah, he just aggroed me. And so, God, I believe from past references, I think that the frogs will fight with the tall birds. And so I think what I'll do is we'll just hang out here and watch them all fight each other. And this could very well turn out in our favor and give us a pretty good food supply for the future. We'll keep an eye on the melee over there and see how it goes, although that is a ton of frogs. That is just a hopping mess, I guess. I don't really want the nitro. We're not going to take that. We'll take the flint, the stone, and any gold that drops. But for now, I think what I'm really interested in is gold, because we have to get gold, and I think we need to set up a real kind of battle plan, something to set forth, basically. Something that we need to adhere to, that we need to stick to like crazy. Now, have all these frogs somewhat dispersed over here? Can I kite the rest of these frogs down to this? Oh, they killed it too. Okay. Well then, there are frogs just everywhere, and I'm going to grab as many legs as possible. And in the process, I am going to grab the large meats too, because those are really, really useful for survival. And once these disperse, I'll see if I can get in there and grab all of these, although no promises. And they stole my gold. I've been burgled. I have been just manhandled, and highwaymen that are actually frogs, so highway frogs. Highway amphibians. Amphibian men, I guess. But let's see if we can get away from... God, how many more frogs could there possibly be? God. Alright, and so that's going to be an issue. I've actually never had this problem before. So we'll see where this goes. We'll try and find ourselves some safer nodes to mine from, because that over there was just a froggy minefield. A slimy, slimy mess. What happens if I pick one of those? It hurts me and I get a stick. Okay. Last time I checked, I wasn't able to harvest those, so that is a new addition for me anyways. If it's not new to me, you know. But let's go see what's up this way. Maybe we'll find a few more outcrops to destroy. A few more aspects of nature to just ridiculously vandalize, and it looks like we are. And if more frogs... I mean, I'd like more frogs to come and kill that guy off. We'll drop this pickaxe because it's not going to be of much use to us right now. And then we will see how much gold we can get here. Once we have the gold, we got to find some spiders. Once we find the spiders, we'll get some silk and we'll make ourselves an umbrella. Since the rain hasn't stopped as of yet, I think that it may be in our best interest to get an umbrella as soon as possible. But I would like to get at least enough material to where I don't have to worry about wood, stone, or gold for a little bit. I think there's probably a Pig King on the map somewhere. I don't really know how the entire resource aspect is going to work in adventure mode. They could honestly deprive me of any of those nice, comfortable things that they normally give me. And so it looks like we've got lightning strikes off to the top left there. We've broken another pickaxe. Let's see. We've got 31, 15. Okay, so let's take a look at the map here. And there were beefaloes up and over here, so I may make my base camp in this area just so we can get at the manures and get some farms going. But as of yet, I haven't seen any spiders, and that may actually be the twist, is that in a world gone awry, we've got loads of rain occurring, but we've got no spider nests to fight with. And as of right now, we've only got a couple days of leeway to kill off a bunch of spiders. Otherwise, the nests are going to upgrade, and we'll have to deal with warrior spiders, which is something we are just completely ill-equipped to deal with. I haven't seen any berry bushes either, and so we want to keep an eye on our carrots. We did get some nice supplementary food here. And so I think all things considered, we've got at least a couple days of well-supplied feasting ahead of us, as long as we're careful with it. And it looks like we've got another Badlands here. And so I wish that it was a Badlands filled with spiders. That might be the first time I've ever wished for such a thing. But at this point, we really, really, really need some spiders, so hopefully we'll luck out. And, God, okay. The rain has not stopped yet. Even the garland that we are wearing is not helping to offset this. And since it's going to be nighttime all the time, it may be in our best interest to start sleeping through the eve, although that will negatively affect our food supply. That's going to cause us to get really, really hungry all the time, which is strange because you're not burning calories as much while you're sleeping, so you would assume it would actually preserve your belly, but alas, doesn't work that way. Got some narrow sort of slalom strips of swamp there. Got a beefalo hiding behind a tree. He's a stealthy beefalo. He's trained in the arts of the assassins. Pretty soon he's going to jump down with his hoof blades and take us out. But, ooh, there's a spider. Okay, so you, sir, are my first victim. We have to kill you. And for once, I don't really want your gland. Normally, I would be pretty happy about the gland, to be honest. But for now, I'm going to ignore the gland. And let's see if we can chain a couple hits there. and a couple more, and we've got a bunch of glands, but no silk. Is this the nest that they came from? Yeah. So we'll destroy this, and this is some guaranteed silk for us. And once we get this levied away, I'm actually going to eat those seeds for now, just to make room for the extra silk. We have an inventory crisis right now, and I could actually make a backpack, but I think you have to research it now, yeah. So the backpack used to be a freebie item that you got from the start, but as of right now, it's actually taken a bit of a nerf. We're full up on stone, which I accept. There's a swamp right here. And this might be another opportunity to find ourselves another food supply, and that's some picked grass, which I don't really know how that got there. Most of the grass should be erect. If it can't be erect, let it at least be upright. But we've got more beefaloes, so actually we can take a chance and pitch our future camp right here if need be. I like that we've gotten a great deal of scouting done today, and it's going to go dark pretty soon, and I didn't even realize it. I haven't been watching very well, basically. And so since we've got this set up, I'm just going to get the science machine going. There it is. And let me take a look and see, is the umbrella under the survival menu? Yeah, and so we need 2 pigskins, actually. We already have the materials we need in order to get it to work. And so let's go ahead and, with 12 logs, I don't think we're going to be able to safely... We're not going to be able to safely create lumber as of yet, or planks. And so let me chop down a couple trees here, and let's hope we don't get any of the Ents showing up, because as of right now, that would just be a horrific turn of events. That would make our lives a lot harder, but a umbrella is what we need right now. Now, what I'm assuming that this little doodad right here is for, this divining rod, if I had to take just a rough stab at its intended use, I know that the point of adventure mode is to find the pieces of the wooden thing, the potato, the ring thing, and so forth, and assemble them to go to the next part of the map. And so once we get those locked down, I think we'll be in good shape. I should actually make a permanent campfire right here. And let's do that, since I'm going to have to do it anyways, so that we can take stock of what wood we have right now. We've got 17 wood. Let me come over here, and what we'll do is we will refine. There we go. We'll refine some boards. And once we've got the boards refined... Oh, God. Alright, so we have more frogs. And that one is actually going to chase me in circles until I slay him. And I don't think the others actually aggro based on the fact that he's attacking me. I think they aggro when I strike him. And since there's so many of them around, I wonder, will the beefaloes fight with him? That's might be wishful thinking, I suppose. Let's go ahead and chop down this tree as well. And hope that we are not waylaid, but it looks like we're going to be, by wandering frogs. Frogs afflicted by the lust for adventure. And unfortunately, they aren't fighting with the beefaloes. That would be the optimal configuration right now, because then we could use the beefalo fur that drops from the fight to get ourselves situated with winter gear, which I would rather do now than later. There's also a koalefant track up there, so we may consider, once we get some log vests and things going, finding ourselves some koalefants to get rid of. Our sanity is holding out for now. Let's go... Well, we haven't seen any pig villages either, so there are cogs missing right now. There are pieces to the puzzle that are absolutely vacant at the moment, and so there's a free pickaxe. I'll take that. Looks like we've got a gnome and a pig. Let's test our theory right here and see what this thing does at the moment. Yeah, so it's ringing. I think it actually detects this right here. And so we know where this is. I'm just going to keep an eye on that on the map since we don't have the space to carry it right now. I probably should have researched a backpack first and foremost, but alas, I did not. We do need to get some storage solutions going, but for now, I think we've got the grass supply. I think looking for a pig hut is going to be what I really want to apply ourselves to. If we can find ourselves a pig hut... Well, we don't have a hammer, actually. Let's go back to camp. We'll research the hammer. We'll get things stowed away. And then from there, I think we'll be in a good spot to go out and look for our piggy friends. Hopefully, this sunshine holds out. We need to get a little bit of sanity back. It's not looking so good. Right now, we're kind of on the precipice of cradling between our knees, just rocking back and forth and murmuring robot binary to ourselves, unfortunately. And so, just murmuring long lines of ridiculous Emacs code. And so, there's poo right there. I think we've got enough supply of poo at the moment. Let's run back to camp and make sure that we get what we need. And then from there, we're almost out of time for this episode, so I think we may actually have to wait until next episode to see if we can track down some pig skins. The garland is not doing all that I had hoped it would, unfortunately. So let's get some planks done. And so we will do some planking. There we are. And several planks have been crafted. Over here, we're going to make ourselves some chests. Ooh, they cost 3. I thought they cost 2. But it's okay. We'll live with it. And so for now, the things that are going to go in there are the things that are not... we don't really absolutely need them right now. And so we'll get rid of those. We have the manure in there. And then we should also research a backpack. So let's do that. And so we've got a backpack now so we can go on further adventures. And so my name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here in the first episode of our adventure mode playthrough, or our adventure mode attempt of Don't Starve. I hope you've enjoyed it thus far, and I hope I've explained my goals with this series as well as possible. Hopefully it turns out okay, and I will see you guys next time. So take care out there, everybody.